Alright, so I'm down here, got a nice southwest wind. Should take all the trees over on this side. I'll come over here and start down here and take a few of these down, I guess. I'll see how long it takes me to drop some trees. So I got this much done so far. I don't know how many I got up there, but the truck is up there somewhere. I have to count them. I didn't bother counting any, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to get down to there. That should fuel tank should. Fuck, I might get all the way down to there today. No problem. And then there's a few up there. I might drop them. I kind of left them because that's where my truck was parked. But oh boy, something nice out today. Good thing there's a breeze, or I wouldn't be here. I got 3 more trees to cut. I get that one, and that'll be the last. That's a real big boy there. This was a big one. I must have close to 40 down now. That was a big monster. I think there were 60 up here and 80 down there at the very bottom. So there's probably another 20, maybe, or 15 left to cut over there. I went and moved my chainsaw, and the oil cover opened up, so I spilled all the oil all over my pants. So I'm not squeaking very much right now. Fix that problem. Blaine was telling me they bought this property in '94, and I was working with them probably only for maybe 6 or 8 months at that time. So I think I started working for them in the fall of '93, and they probably were clearing this. It could have been in the fall of '94, but anyway, I was just taking a break and thinking to myself, like, it's funny how, because I trimmed a lot of these trees when I first was working for them, I'd stand in the tractor bucket, and Russell would put me along here and trim up the trees. And it's funny, 20-some years later, I never thought I'd have my own roofing business, and both my parents are gone too. That's something, I never thought back then about, And now here I am cutting the trees down that I trimmed, all those years ago. It's funny how things turn out. You never know what's going to happen from decade to decade. Next 10 years, who knows what changes are going to take place. You never know, these trees I'm cutting down might not be me milling them up. It might be somebody else. I might not be around anymore. You never know what's going to happen. I could get slapped with one of these when I'm dropping them today. Who knows? Alright, so I got those. Pretty good solid wood there. And I'll put the drone up afterwards when I'm done and count them. Anyway, I'll fill up my chainsaw and I'll cut that big monster. And there's, another 10 maybe? Something like that. That's a big one. That big tree is probably 10 more until I get down to that big one down there. I won't be touching that one today. So this must have been a corner fence or something. Got this 2x4 there, fence on it. I'll have to, don't know if I cut that down now or leave it for another day, I guess. I don't know. There, I managed to cut that down. I took my axe and pulled that off. I started cutting down here, but I thought I might have caught a wire. It's rotten anyway, some of it. I might get something out of that. Geez, the wind picked up a lot. Well, I get that done. I'll rip up to the top here now and Got a few up at the top. Yeah, I think I'll leave that. I'll leave that big one right there. I'll cut that one down maybe. White birch. Yeah, there's only 4 or 5 there. Blaine was here, so I had a little chat with him. He's checking up. Like I said, they come and get the tractor. And I had a snack. I'm doing about the time I figured I'd be doing. I wasn't sure. I figured about 10 minutes per tree. And of course some trees might take a little longer, but then some I just have to rip the saw right through. So, good thing it's got a breeze today. It'd be too hot to do anything. So my nephew was here, my nephew Thane. He came, I got home around, got home around 5:15. And I was just sitting outside. It was a nice evening, so I sat out on the sawmill for a little bit. Pulled up a chair next to it, actually. And then my nephew actually dropped into the job site, or where I was dropping the trees, because he was texting me earlier, wondering where I was at, and he come out for a visit. So anyway, he was here till about 11:30 tonight. So I had my hamburgers, and I got a shower after he left, and so this is what it looked like. Those are just dead trees from before. I think I counted 39 trees in total. There's 3 there. It was quite, I thought it might have been too windy for the drone, but there's no problem flying around. Some of them trees are pretty big. But it took me, I think I figured it took me 3 minutes per tree. I was pretty sure it would take me at least 10. But some of them trees, like it was so windy, I just made one cut one way and ripped the saw right through it. And then up here at the end, that really big one there, I'm gonna just leave that for when they have a tractor here. Plus it was too windy, I didn't want to risk binding up my saw, and I didn't want to have to fart around with the truck, like hooking on cables or anything like that in case I broke something. And this tree here, I didn't want to drop it because the wind was pushing it that way, and I don't know, this person's property, I didn't want to get into that, so I may need a tractor to give me a push maybe. But yeah, it made quite a difference in the landscape there. Little me down here in the corner. I left there's another big tree down there too. And then this stretch down here, I thought there were 60 trees along here, but I guess I counted wrong. It's probably 45 maybe altogether. And down here I thought there's 80. Yeah, so here's the big tree. Blaine was telling me a story. I remember that story too. He was telling me back in '94 when they were clearing, they were limbing up some of these trees, and I guess he was up in the tractor bucket, and one of the limbs came back and hit him in the leg or something, and he got bruised up pretty bad. But I remember that day, and I remember taking limbs off that tree myself like years later. That was a big tree. So that was 27 years ago. Blaine is 10 years older than I am. I'm 48. So, yeah, I would have been 21 then. Yeah, that would have been right. I would have been turning 21. I don't know if that was in the fall when they bought that or it was in the spring. But Blaine would have been 31. Time goes by so fast. Hard to believe, eh? Anyway, so tomorrow, it's not going to be as windy tomorrow, which is good and bad. It's good, I guess, for the control of the trees, for me anyway. Like I'd rather, a little breeze is okay, but there were times there when I was expecting it to go one way, and then the wind would kind of not cooperate, and then I had to use the wedges to kind of help it go. But I didn't get jammed up at any point, so I did all right. But tomorrow now, I think it was 50-kilometer winds today, and tomorrow it's supposed to be like 27 or something like that, and it's supposed to be pretty humid tomorrow too. I didn't find it bad today at all, but it's even cool in the house here. I actually had to turn the heat on. I got home, I was sitting outside in the shade talking to Thane there, and I actually got kind of chilly. I got to sharpen the chainsaw. The chainsaw was getting dull. I think I might have hit a wire here and there maybe. I didn't see any sparks, but anyway, we'll see what it's like tomorrow.